not going to kill yourself?
She did say she has a knife with her that she's using to cut herself.
How often do you feel like this?
She does have some young siblings at the house with her.
Really? Something like this happens every day?
Obviously,
How you
she's in
feeling
this
right
frame of
now?
mind. We don't know what she's.
Well, we're here. You could have a crisis at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but I can assure you, right, you can call here 24/7, and we will pick up the phone. We will pick it up by the second ring.
It takes a gift and a special person, even a friend, to meet you where you are and walk with you.
We've taken over 400,000 calls from people who have been in various levels of distress. Some of them just want information. They just want to make sure there's someone to talk to. They just want to make sure that there's somebody there. And others just want to tell someone that they're going to die.
You feel a little bit better? How about your paranoia?
4 years in the United States Air Force.
A licensed mental health counselor.
An Army officer in the reserves, and I got home from Afghanistan in 2008.
I spent 14 years active duty in the Air Force.
From 91 to 99. So, been go for.
I've always worked with veterans. I'm a veteran myself.
And you can also help him get housing, you know, through these.
The proudest moments of my life were serving my country. I think we cannot do enough to help veterans. They deserve as much help as this country can give to them. Nothing less.
Who do you see? Somebody at the VA.
A veteran will wake up in the middle of the night from a nightmare and they don't want to disturb their wife, so they call us and we just sort of talk them down and get them tucked back in for the night. Sometimes it's weeks and weeks of ongoing pain and struggle, and they finally get our number and give us a call, and we connect them to services. I'm trying to understand what it is she's saying. Did she say you tried to hurt yourself in front of her?
All we offer is our attention, and sometimes that's enough. And so to me that's the best summary of the job of a responder when you're dealing with somebody who's suicidal.
I think that I listen to the veterans. I listen to what they're saying, you know, not just hearing them, you know, actually listening to them, you know, and trying to figure out what the problem is and how they can be helped and help themselves.
The veteran will first pick up the phone, dial the crisis number, and then they'll hear if you're a veteran, if you're a family member of a veteran, if you're in active duty services, please press 1. They'll press 1, and then there will be just a brief delay while the call is routed to Canandaigua, and then they'll hear an individual person say,
Thank you for calling the Veterans Crisis Line. This is Garrett. How can I help you?
You know, I had a guy call that said, you know, I don't know what to expect. And I said, well, why don't we start with your name? You know, tell me what's going on. You know, let's talk about it.
I've got no problem sitting and letting a vet, you know, cuss, swear, you know, cry, whatever it is that they need to do to be able to feel better. You know, and that's what we're here for.
A lot of veterans are unemployed. There is, of course, a significant homeless population. Relationship problems, you name it. I mean, you know, alcoholism, drug addiction. There's all kind of things.
a lot of times I find that the crisis line, that it's almost as if it's a confessional. They can't see the face of the person sitting across from them, and so it makes it so that they feel more comfortable to say things that perhaps they would feel nervous about saying in front of somebody who's sitting directly in front of them.
It's been incredible. We never advertised the chat service. It just opened up on the website, and we've had several thousand chatters.
It does help to call. I'm glad to hear that. We're always here for you. I hear it, sir. You're really frustrated. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm really glad you called us, because that's part of your safety plan, and you're doing the right thing. No one's going to knock on your door, sir. That's a promise. You're telling me right now you can be safe, so... All right, I'm really glad to hear that you're contracting for safety. You're following all of the right things that your treatment team has advised you to. Good. I'm glad to hear that, sir. I'm glad to hear that.
you can't do therapy an hour with somebody whose life is in crisis. So the best help I can offer is helping them, first of all, sort out whether they want to live or die. And there are some wonderful tools for that.
Just the way you and I have been able to talk pretty well today on the phone, you can get that kind of relationship with a counselor too.
The collaboration with the SPC is one of the most impressive pieces of this whole venture.
We're able to hook them up with their local suicide prevention coordinators, get them appointments within that day or the next day, get consults sent, and make sure that they get the care that they need at their local facilities.
I had a gentleman that had the gun out in his hand, ready to do it. I'm tired, I just can't take this anymore. The nightmares, the flashbacks, it's overwhelming. I'm drinking all the time. You know, you're having these suicidal thoughts, and I want somebody to be able to, you know, for you to be able to talk to somebody. As we talked through it together, he made a safety plan. He agreed to be referred to the suicide prevention coordinator, which is a huge part of what we want to do, is get them connected. And he also agreed to call us back. Well, I'm glad that you feel comfortable calling us. And you know that we're here for you 24/7. So he was safe, and he was willing to call us back, and we were able to connect him through a conference call with his brother, which turned out really well.
We have the opportunity when we do a consult to the suicide prevention coordinator to ask the vet that we're speaking with, kind of at the end of the call when we're getting things wrapped up, do you mind if I give you a call back in a couple of weeks, just check in and see what's going on and see how you're doing? And I don't think I've ever had a vet say no.
Are you in crisis today? So we follow up to see what's transpired in a 2 or 3 week period. And if that individual is still in crisis, we'll do another consult. We'll wrap their VA services around them again.
Veterans do call the crisis line. It surprises me every day the number of people who take us up on that offer.
And we were able to talk. We were able to find some reasons for him to live that outweighed the reasons to die.
Yes, I think we changed lives, saved lives. I think that, you know, a lot of guys are on the verge, you know, and right there, and, you know, they get that connection from us, you know, and they get the help. Call, we'll talk to you.
When you first come home, there's a lot of stress. You know, the family has expectations of you. You're going through your own process of being home again.
You don't have to be suicidal to call the crisis line. You can have a crisis that other people might think are not crisis. If you think it's a crisis, call. That's what's important. That if you ask us to walk a mile with you, we'll say no. We'll walk 2 with you. If you're in a crisis, call.